Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners Board video. Today we are going to continue on my RTA runed units, how I rune them, what I prioritize in stats, how I think you guys should rune a unit if you're going to use them. Again, this is coming from a C3 player. Obviously there's people that are higher ranked than me, that have more experience, that have better runes. So if they say something differently, that's totally valid. They could have a different opinion, but this is coming from me who used these units in C3 and have some experience with them, and it worked for me at least. So if you guys value my opinion, if you guys are in early mid game and just starting out RTA and want to know how to rune certain units, then please stay tuned and watch the video so that you know how to at least rune up the Taranys. If you guys are interested in watching a guide on how to rune other meta units or good units in RTA, then please look at my past videos in my channel because I am posting these video ups daily, and who knows, maybe I already covered one of the units that you already have. If you guys like this video, then please consider smashing that like button, make it blue so that this video will be exposed to more viewers out there. And without further ado, let's get into how to rune Taranys for RTA. So this is Taranys, and you can see that I have the runes all taken out, and there's only 2 artifacts on him, and both of them are defense. If you're not going for a very slow team all the time, I mean, it's really hard to go really slow in RTA because the only way you could go really slow is with the Leo. However, if you bring out the Leo and if the opponent bans it, then your slow team is just slow and they'll never move. So you can't always assume that a Leo will always be in the field, so you can't make your units all super slow. So you have to always think about giving them a good amount of speed because they will, most of the time they'll be on the field without a Leo. So with that in mind, again, I say this for every video, in RTA, one stat will always be number 1, and that is speed. So when you're building your Taranys, obviously you have to think of your team and your other units as well. So you should look at where all your other damage dealers are residing at speed wise, and then you have to tune it accordingly. So for me, I gave them a little more speed than usual. So before, let's say if I gave Taranys only plus 100 speed, this time I went with plus 120 speed, because if he didn't have at least that much speed, there would be too much of a difference from him and my other units where he might not take a turn and the opponent might cut in. I did not want that to happen, so I definitely gave Taranys more speed. I will show you guys that later when I rune the Taranys up, or when I give back the Taranys his runes. So Taranys has a horrendous base speed, same as Lulu, 99. That means you have to invest in some of your good runes. So keep that in mind. I think to be safe, at least plus 100, even in C1, and then C2, C3, I know if you're already in that rank, you probably have your own team, but I think still it goes up by at least 10, 20 speed. And when I say it that way, it makes my Taranys slow, but Taranys wasn't my priority unit when I started runing my team up, so he didn't get my best runes. The rune set that I really recommend is probably Violent Will or Violent Nemesis, Violent Endure, something like that. Hope that you could get high resistance. It's really hard to get 100 resistance with all the stats I'm going to talk about, but the more resistance it has when it's not on Will, the more RNG it brings into the field, and who knows, it could be game changing. My recommendation number 1 is Violent Will, so I'm going to assume that we're going to be on that build and talk about the stats in priority knowing that. So again, speed is number 1, and then number 2, what do you guys think? Number 2 is defense, okay? So I'm saying defense because Taranys does damage based on his defense. So the higher his defense is, the more damage he'll do, especially when he's in Druid form, or sorry, in his Beast form. So keep that in mind, and he has his own defense buff, so with the defense buff and high defense, the more damage he'll do. You should really expect a big nuke from Taranys. Some people are really surprised with how much damage this unit could dish out, but this guy could dish out a lot of damage. Number 3 is probably HP, and I think at least plus 10k is what I'll go for. For defense, I would say plus 1000 is good enough. A little lower than that is fine, but with that, I really hope that you do get some HP because Taranys still could get defense broken, and if his HP is too low, it's probably too easy to kill him. Some people don't even think about the HP and just go full defense, because really, if a unit has a lot of defense, he's still tanky because you still take less damage. But that's always assuming that he doesn't get defense broken. If he gets defense broken, he will still be very squishy, and without the HP, he will be pretty easy to kill. With that in mind, I like my Tyrannus with at least 10k HP, maybe plus 15k if I could get it, but if I can't, anything in between is fine. Defense is at least, I think, plus 1000, around that range I am happy with, but if I could get more than that, that's also great. Then I'll go for crit rate and then crit damage, and finally the accuracy. So this is a unit that needs five stats, right? He needs speed, defense, HP, crit rate, crit damage. Accuracy is always a plus, but I don't keep accuracy as a priority stat and room for that. I just use whatever I get with the build I could get him with the other 5 stats. Accuracy is a plus because when he goes into beast form, he could provoke the enemy. But with so much immunity coming into RTA these days, the chances of him getting an opportunity to provoke is pretty slim. However, if you do go against a lot of these control speed players that don't bring in any will, who knows? Maybe Tyrannus could bring something in. But yeah, guys, so those are the 5 stats. And the priority is speed, defense, HP, crit rate, crit damage. Crit rate I like around the 70%. I think even 60 is fine. I never go with the 80. Although if you want him as a true bruiser, 80% plus is probably the way to go. Ever since the bug fix, he still crits most of the time. And if he doesn't, oh well, I just live with that. The crit damage plus 130 or plus 150, up to your preference. I tend to kill some of the crit damage to get the other stats like speed, defense, and HP. So if you prioritize those other stats like I do, then you could kill some of the crit rate, you could kill some of the crit damage for the other 3 priority stats. But yeah, guys, now I'm going to show you guys how I run my Tyrannus. So this is my Tyrannus on Violent Will, and this is my leftover Violent Will, and I was actually pretty happy with what I was able to get. The speed is a little slower compared to my other damage dealers, and you guys will see this in the other videos that are going to come out. Tyrannus has 220 speed, 223 speed, but my Jingze I think has around 240 speed, which is much faster than the Tyrannus. This is the best I could get with my leftover runes, and I was actually happy that I could get it this fast, so I'm not going to complain that he is only plus 124 speed. Defense plus 1100, and this is the help with the artifacts. Without the plus 200, it'll be plus 900, which is slightly under my comfort zone. However, with the artifacts, it is on plus 1100, which I am very comfortable with. And his HP, he has a little more than 15k HP, plus 15k, and I am again very happy with that because I was expecting something in between plus 10k and plus 15k, but I was able to dish out that extra 1k to make myself even more happier. The crit rate, like I said, I got it to 70%, and I'm happy with that. And crit damage plus 136%. Obviously this is higher the better, however I focused more on the stats above, reason why the crit damage is not plus 150%. Sorry, not plus 150%. And I'm actually happy that with these runes I was able to dish out 21% accuracy, because that's a lot higher than the accuracy that I usually had on Tyrannus, which is usually 0 or like 6%. And 21% is actually a percentage that could get some provokes if we're lucky. So I'm happy with that, and let's see how much work he does. I am not sure how I'm going to pull out Tyrannus because I never used Tyrannus. He kind of fell off the meta, especially with so many units that reset the cooldowns. And Tyrannus really shines with the Revive plus the Soul Protect, right? But now because with the reset units being so heavily used in RTA, Tyrannus is slightly in the lower tier, I have to say. But I still think he's a very good unit. He's pretty good in guild battles and siege battles. So if you guys want to use him there, you guys could do that. So you can see that I gave him a speed slot 2, and this is the one rune that's bringing in all the accuracy, but this has HP and defense and speed. I was going to use this for a Sierra rune. I was gonna use it for a Sierra, however, Sierra got something else, so I guess that's that. This is a crit damage rune that has defense and HP. I'm happy that there's no attack wasted stats here, so he gets all of that. Another fast rune with defense and HP. And finally, this HP slot 6, not a defense slot 6, an HP slot 6 that is bringing in all the crit rate that he needs to get that 70 crit rate. Slot 1 is another fast rune. And the artifacts, I don't think I gave him really great artifacts, but he does have skill 1 accuracy and skill 3 accuracy. Skill 3 for the provoke, skill 1 for the stun. HP when revived, not that great, but it does help him slightly. And additional damage by defense, because he is a defense damage dealer. He does have the most defense. And this one is one of my first artifacts that I got when I started farming for artifacts. Probably the first time I ran the dungeons when they came out. And it's not that bad, but it's not that great. I should probably change this. I am farming artifacts, but really here I think you should go with things that take less crit damage, damage received from fire minus something. Yeah, something like that. A lot more tankiness. This is okay, but not great. Probably lower than average. But yeah, I'll change that later. I'm still farming artifacts. My artifact quality is pretty low, so I definitely need to focus there. It feels like I'm exposed showing you guys my artifacts, but anyways, you guys know the point. The thing that's important is the main stat. So yeah guys, that was my Taranys. Hope that helped. Hope that gave you some kind of insight on how to rune him. I know he is not being used as much as before, but I think he still fits in certain team comps. So guys, yeah, if there's anybody out there that is using Taranys as one of their core picks in RTA, please put in the comment below and tell me how you are using him, because I am really interested. I am feeling the pressure on speed where I know that I can't compete in speed in C3. So it looks like I have to go second turn anyways. Maybe there is a good team that goes well against the meta teams that are thriving in this season. So I am really interested and curious on what kind of team is surrounded with the Taranys. So if anybody is running that, please let me know and tell me your rank, obviously, because I don't want to see a C3 player saying, a Challenger 3 player saying, I use Taranys in RTA. But because in Challenger 3 you can use anything. But yeah guys, that was it. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, smash that like button, make it blue, and help me expose this video to more viewers out there. And hope you guys look forward to the next one. I don't know what you guys want, but please, if you guys have something that you guys want to see in the next video, please put it in the comment below, and maybe that unit will be the next one. Because this Taranys unit came out from a comment as well. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.